What is going on, everybody? We are here for week 8 at Brands Hatch GP in the Mercedes AMG GT4. So 8 weeks in now. We've only got 4 weeks left of the season. I hope everybody's championships are going well. Let us know how you guys are going and if there's anything we can show you that's going to help you progress up the ladder. So Brands Hatch GP, pretty old school circuit, lots of fun. This place is awesome to race. Very tight back section of the track's a bit sort of. I guess you could say it's very narrow and it's hard to pass. Unless somebody makes a mistake in front of you, it is practically follow the leader. Um, Taking the GT4 for a spin around here with the fixed setup. It's actually quite a bit of fun here, so I probably will make an appearance this week and do a couple of laps and maybe do a couple of races. So hopefully we'll see you in a race. But yeah, lots of fun. Looking forward to this one. So what we'll do is we'll do the same as we've been doing every week, guys. We'll take you for a slow lap, point out some things that we use as markers and turn-in points and stuff like that, and then we'll show you a fast lap at the end. So I hope these have been helping you, and let us know what cars and track combos you would like to see next season as we're starting to put together our plans for season 2. And as always, thank you for your comments, subscribes, all that stuff. It goes a long way, so we really appreciate it. So anyway, without further ado, coming into turn 1, you brake quite late, really, in the scheme of things. You're around the 50-meter board. Um, it's probably one of the hardest corners in iRacing, full stop. To get right and to carry speed through is pretty difficult, really, to be honest with you. So I use the 50-meter board in this car. I try and stay as far to the left as possible. And then as I'm coming down the hill, I want to turn the car at the corner quite early. So as soon as you can see the start of that curb and apex, you want to be angling the car at that corner as fast as possible. Some guys like to use a little bit of curb. Others don't, but get close to it. I don't mind using a little bit curb. I find it kind of helps the car to rotate a little tiny bit. Just depending on where you are in a race situation. If you're on new tyres, then yes, as the tyres start to wear off, maybe not so much because it might over rotate the car and then you might end up sideways down the hill. So clip the apex and then let the car run right out over the back of the curbs. So I sort of aim for this patchwork bit and I make sure that I'm pretty straight by this point. You can run a couple of wheels over the back of the curb like this. You'll just be able to carry more speed going down the hill. Coming back up the hill, I brake at the 50-meter board, back to second gear. I late apex the hairpin, so as I turn in, I sort of miss the entry, and then I turn back on myself. So I clip the curb at 3/4 to nearly the whole way around. So about here, where the fence has a little separation and it's two different fences. That's sort of the point, or in line with this sort of booth on the hill. That's where I sort of want to get to the apex, so then I can square the car up out of the corner. So get the car nice and square, let it track out over the back of the curb here a little tiny bit, up to third gear, 50-meter board again. Now this one's difficult because you can run second or third gear. I like third. I like to keep momentum up. That's the way I drive the cars. So I kind of brake earlier and then drive through the corner in third gear. I've seen some guys deep dive into the corner, back to second, get the car to rotate and drive out. There's pros and cons to both ways. But yeah, for me, comfortably, I prefer third gear. Get nice and close to the curb and then let the car track out. Now, you got to be careful here because you can use the back of the curb, but you're right on that edge. If you get the left side tyres on the curb, there's 9 times out of 10 you're going to get an off track for it. So you've got to sort of be really strategic on how you use that, especially in a 15-minute race. It's you don't want to use them up, especially if you're involved in a 4X or something early in the race. it's quite easy because there's a few areas in the back where you can get off tracks as well. So coming down here, around the 50-meter board again, brake, your fourth gear, go back to second. Now, I like to drive the car a little bit deeper in, angled at this curb. Once I get to about this point, I can start to then turn the car back at the hill, but I don't like turn it sharply, otherwise it's just not going to work. So it's kind of like a 2-point. So I drive it out a little straight and then I turn it back. So, and then I clip the curb or get as close to the curb here, and I'm at 100% throttle coming up the hill, because you want to carry that speed up the hill, otherwise you're going to not maximise the straight line bit here, and then you'll struggle to make passes as well, because this area is quite good for a pass, although in this car it is it's quite a shallow braking zone. 50-meter board again, back to fourth gear, turn the car in, clip the apex quite late in the corner again. Let the car track right out to the edge of the road again. Stay in fourth. Same again, just before the 50-meter board, back to third. Turn the car in. You can use quite a bit of curb here, so I use about this much curb. So you got about half your car over the curb. Let the car track out nice and wide. So you can use all this road. When you're carrying speed, you'll see you can flow the car right out really easy. Down the hill, same again here. It's a little bit earlier on the brake marker here. It's probably around the 65 I brake here. And then when I turn the car in here, I use a lot of curb. So you can use like all of this. The closer you are to the inside, the less chance you got of sliding off into that sand, because you'll see it in every race. Somebody will end up over there because the car's so loaded up going through the corner. It's really easy to just make a little steering correction and you'll end up over there. So you got to be really careful. So you want to brake a little bit earlier, drive through the corner, use all that curb on the inside as you come into the corner, and it'll help you out quite a lot. Same again here, 50-meter board. They're very short braking zones here, so back to third, get the car pitched in, use all the curb on the inside, let the car run nice and wide over the curb, carry that speed as fast as you can down the back straight, under the Advent Bridge, about 60 metres again, back to fourth, I think it is, yeah, fourth, get close to the curb, let the car flow out nice and wide, and then carry that speed all the way through to the finish line. So there you go, guys. That is a lap of Brands Hatch. We will warm the tyres up and we'll give you a lap at speed now. And that's a lap of Brands Hatch GP. Hope this has helped. Thanks again, guys.